皆さんこんにちは。本日は SDGs カンファレンスです。今年度のエアーの学習テーマに SDGs 持続可能な開発目標があります。コロナ禍において世界中が激変した今、地球で起こっている変化を知り、そして自身の考えを持ち行動することは未来を作る学生たちにとって最も重要なことであると考えています。日々変化をする国際社会においてどのように生き抜くのか。今日は2021年3月に卒業する12の個人とグループが自分たちの学んだ英語、日本語にてプレゼンテーションをいたします。このプレゼンテーションの中から我々の心を動かし行動に移すことができるアイデアを出会えることを大いに期待をしております。それではどうぞ最後までご注目ください。
Welcome to the 2020 SDGs Conference, sponsored by the College of Foreign Languages, Tourism and Airline.
ただいまより2020年 SDGs カンファレンスを開催いたします。
I'm Rosary Much from the International English Communication Department.And
I'm Sayuri Okamoto from the International Airline Department. We will be your host today. Usually, we would have a conference featuring the students' efforts in English and Japanese presentation. But this year, due to the current pandemic, we have decided to feature the efforts of our students in a broadcast medium.
申し遅れましたが、司会を務めさせていただきます。国際外語観光エアライン専門学校国際英語コミュニケーション科2年反町亮と
私国際エアライン科1年岡本さゆりが担当させていただきます。
よろしくお願いいたします。今年度は新型コロナウイルスの影響により従来とは異なり SNS 等のマルチメディアを利用した放送での開催となります。
Today we'll feature 12 groups from the International English Communication Department, the International Airline Department, the Advanced English Department, and the Japanese Interpreter Department giving presentations in English and Japanese. Each group will give a presentation based on our theme, Practical Ideas and Solutions for SDGs.
本日は国際英語コミュニケーション科、国際エアライン科、上級英語科、日本語通訳科の4つの科より総勢12組が英語と日本語にてプレゼンテーションを行います。プレゼンテーションのテーマは私たちが春より授業でも学習している SDGs に基づいたアイデアや解決策を発表いたします。As we have said, our program will not be judged this year, but these groups have been selected from each department as the best representatives of our second year classes. We hope that all of you enjoy and learn something new.
また、例年のプレゼンテーションと異なり、審査員によるジャッジはありません。各学科の2年生から代表が選抜され、私たちの未来や SDGs に対する考えを発表いたしますので、新しい気づきや発見を見つけていただけると幸いです。Each group was given the task of offering a solution to one of the SDGs that were set by the United Nations in 2015. Each group will present a brief introduction and their solutions. We hope that our presentation today will inspire you to help make our world a better place now and for the future.
それぞれのグループが2015年国際連合で発表された SDGs の各ゴールから一つ選び、そのゴールについて紹介し、ユニークなアイデアや解決策を発表いたします。Our first group will be from the International Airline Department second year. Let me introduce Saya Onozuka, Hikaru Abe, Hikari Ishikawa, and Sachika Shirakawa. The title of their presentation is Let's Make a Sustainable Future.
最初のプレゼンターは国際エアライン科2年、小野塚さやさん、阿部光さん、石川光さん、白川幸香さんです。SDGs ゴール11番、 住み続けられるまちづくりをについて発表します。一言コメントは、新潟県の企業と協力し、地域活性化のための取り組みを考えました。一緒に持続可能な未来を作りましょうとのことです。プレゼンテーションタイトルは Let's Make a Sustainable Future です。それではよろしくお願いいたします。
Hello everyone, I'm Saya.
Satsuka.
Hikaru.
We have a question for you. How often do you go to convenience stores? How about you, Hikaru?
I go there every day, but it's not so convenient because plastic shopping bags has been charged since July.
Right. Even at convenience stores, we have to pay 3 yen for the plastic shopping bags, so I feel ripped off.
Wait, aren't you using eco-friendly bags?
Eco-friendly bags?
Nowadays, more people now carry eco-friendly bags with them because plastic shopping bags are not free anymore. Then, why has the Japanese government decided to charge for plastic shopping bags?
The reason is that about 8 million tons of plastic flow into the sea every year in Japan. It equals to 50,000 jump jets and 222 sky trees. To prevent this problem from becoming even greater, Japan has focused on reducing its plastic waste.
When a Japanese company took a questionnaire, they found that about 80% of people began to carry eco-friendly bags on daily basis.
So, we thought of making original eco-friendly bags by cooperating with a company in Niigata. We could achieve the SDGs goal number 11, sustainable cities and communities, and goal number 8, decent work and economic growth, and goal number 9, industry innovation and infrastructure of SDGs.
We would like to introduce the company that we think will cooperate with us.
Daiichi Knit Marketing.
This company is located in Mitsuke City and manufactures Mitsuke Knit, which is famous even outside of Niigata.
It started as a textile manufacturing company in 1951, shortly after the Second World War, and they started manufacturing knit. Currently, they have been working on new businesses such as their own brand, making various products with knit and selling directly to customers.
By cooperating with this company, not only people in Niigata can get to know such a company, they can know about its beautiful product and astonishing technologies.
Also, by making eco-friendly bags with knit, they can make something that matches any occasion. In addition, by making bags of various design and colors, we think that they can be used without promoting gender bias.
Our school will also cooperate with this company by designing eco-friendly bags every year and contribute until 2030. We will make flyers and booklets, including Instagram and Twitter handles, about these bags and distribute them to households so many people can know about these actions and achievement of SDGs.
As you can see, there are visible problems. No matter how big or small they seem, we should think and overcome these problems.
We would be grateful if you became concerned with SDGs. It's our goal.
Let's try to make a sustainable future together.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you for your wonderful presentation.
Our next presentation will be from the Advanced English Department second year. Let me introduce Shuri Machida. The title of her presentation is Recycling Food Waste.
続いてのプレゼンターは上級英語科2年町田朱里さんです。 SDGs ゴール12番作る責任使う責任と13番気候変動に具体的な対策をについて発表します。一言コメントは新潟名産であるお米に注目して地球温暖化への対策を考えましたとのことです。プレゼンテーションタイトルは Recycling Food Waste です。それではよろしくお願いいたします。
Hello everyone, my name is Shuri. There are many food problems that concern all of us. Have you ever considered this? How do you dispose of your leftover food? Do you just throw it away? That's such a waste. The large amount of food is produced around the world, but unfortunately, 1/3 is discarded. Because of such waste, 3.3 billion tons of greenhouse gases will be emitted. According to a survey conducted by FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization of United Nations, people can find out which food and processes are wasted and in what quantities. The survey reveals that when crops are consumed and discarded, they release a great amount of greenhouse gases. When crops are processed, CO2 and methane are also emitted. Therefore, wasting crops has a huge impact on the environment. There are specific cases of rice being wasted in Japan. I think people in Japan always try not to dispose of food. However, Japan is one of the countries that has much food waste. Since the consumption of rice is decreasing year by year compared to the production of it, a lot of rice is left over. So, I would like to propose more efficient use of rice. In the first place, farmers use many fertilizers to produce crops, and they are little expensive to make. Animal feed is also used for livestock, and some farmers already feed rice to their animals, but not all because of the cost. If rice can be used more efficiently for fertilizer and animal feed, the problem related to rice consumption can be solved. Also, the farmer can reduce their cost of farming. I propose to produce rice fertilizer and feed more efficiently by setting up a procedure at harvesting step of farming. When rice is shipped, the farmer will separate rice into two categories of use. One for consumption like eating or exporting, the other for production of fertilizer and animal feed. From these points, it is necessary to cooperate with local farmers and food companies to establish instructions for choosing whether the rice harvested is for market or other uses. This will start the process of reducing waste. In conclusion, we can gradually diminish the percentage of grain waste in rice productions. Reducing the amount of waste means that less CO2 and methane will be emitted. We can do at the most basic level, the farmer. I know it is a small thing, but I think it can be one of the factors that helps prevent global warming. Thank you.
Thank you for your great presentation.
Our next group will be from the International English Communication Department second year. Let me introduce Hayato Yoshii, Yuki Imai, and Takeshi Nakabayashi. The title of their presentation is 海辺に泊まろう。
続いてのプレゼンターは国際英語コミュニケーション科2年吉井隼人さん、今井祐樹さん、中林武さんです。 SDGs ゴール11番住み続けられるまちづくりをについて発表します。一言コメントは地元の無人駅に着目し、活性化するにはどうすればいいか考えてみました。楽しんでいただけると幸いですとのことです。プレゼンテーションタイトルは海辺に泊まろう。 です。それではよろしくお願いいたします。
Look at this number. What does it mean? This is total number of unmanned stations in Japan. Most of these are not well known to people around Japan. These stations are unmanned due to the population. Many people have moved to urban area. This developed into various problems.
We have thought about the revitalization of unmanned stations in Japan. It is a way that we can utilize local interests or infrastructure in a positive way. For our local promotion, we have arranged a sample tour named Umime ni Tomarou, and we have chosen the perfect place for you. Omigawa Station in Kashiwazaki, Niigata. This station is the beautiful and the closest to the Japan Sea. Let us introduce our idea to improve the value of this station.
Here is an example of our exciting tour. First, arrive at Omigawa Beach, where you can see the beautiful sea. In spring or summer, plan to stay. After setting up your tent, you can enjoy playing on the beach. But in the autumn or winter, you'll check into a nice hotel and special activities with other guests. At lunch, you can eat special lunch featuring koshihikari rice. In the evening, sit on the beach and enjoy the beautiful sunset. Have a fun time at beach barbecue after dark. You will enjoy delicious fish from the Strait of Sea of Japan and wonderful sake of Niigata. Sit back and relax. Let the sounds of the night sea wash your cares away.
This trip is not just a trip to the beach. On the train from Nagaoka Station, you will be treated to a VR experience. We have added this amazing VR technology to show visitors the famous events of Niigata Prefecture.
So, why we choose Omigawa Station? Let me share its history. It opened 1902 and attracted by many people as a station that closest to the Sea of Japan. Unfortunately, this station became unmanned in 1971. Do you remember the Chuet earthquake? This station was destroyed by landslide. It was a shocking event, but it renewed in 2008 and is more beautiful than before.
This tour is just an example. Thanks to this tour, you will become happy, and the tourists will make the local people and city lively again. The local municipalities and surrounding facilities will be revitalized, eventually helping this area thrive. In the future, many people may want to move there. This is good movement that can spread all over Japan, especially in places that have unmanned stations.
To achieve this goal, everyone must cooperate with others. Even small things can create big change. Let me introduce our way. Post your experience and thought on SNS. Use these tags. Others will be inspired by Omigawa, but they will also be inspired by you. This casual action can spread its charm.
Make your original tags and share with people in the world. Let's work together to bring prosperity to Japan. Let's enjoy Omigawa with people around the world. Thank you.
Thank you for your exciting presentation.
Our next group is from the Japanese Interpreter Department second year. Let me introduce Dat, Ain, Chen, and Dapipan. The title of their presentation is LGBT. Let's change together.
続いてのプレゼンターは日本語通訳科2年ファムティエン・ダットさん、グエンベト・アインさん、チャンティ・チュンさん、ブーニョプラカン・ラピーパンさんです。 SDGs ゴール5番ジェンダー平等を実現しようについて発表します。一言コメントはジェンダー問題をきちんと認識している人が少ないのでよりたくさんの人に知ってもらえると嬉しいですとのことです。 プレゼンテーションタイトルは LGBT 一緒に協力しようです。それではよろしくお願いいたします。
皆さん、LGBT をご存知ですか？レスビアン、ゲイ、バイセクシュアル、血はトランスジェンダーです。
例えば、私は男ですが、心は女です。
頭文字を取って LGBT です。このバッジを見てください。これは LGBT のコミュニティを表す色です。私はタイ出身ですが、私の国には世界中から性転換手術する人がたくさん来ます。
この話を聞いて、私たちはこのテーマを選びました。では、この動画をご覧ください。
皆さんは LGBT を知っているかインタビューしていきましょう。皆さん LGBT を知っていますか？
はい。
はい。はい。
はい。
はい。
はい、知ってます。はい。はい。
知っている人が多いですね。しかし、同性婚が認められている国はまだ少ないです。アジアでは台湾だけです。では、日本の中にどのぐらいの人がいるでしょうか。連中の調査によると、人口の 7.6% と言われています。つまり、11人に1人左利きと同じぐらいです。
次に、スクワでのアンケートを見てみましょう。並んでいる人は結構多いですね。サボとセイロもほとんどありません。でも、新潟市には素晴らしい制度があります。本人と家族のための電話相談です。
先月、学校で対策室新井さんの講演会がありました。その中で一番驚いたことは、パートナーシップ制という結婚と同じ制度があることです。
4月にスタートしたそうですが、8月までに7組がサインしたそうです。
皆さんはどう感じますか？
このような制度がどんどん広がってほしいです。私たちにできることは理解し、協力していくことではないでしょうか。
一人一人が
手を取り合って
理解を深めていきましょう。
Thank you for your excellent presentation.
Our next presentation will be from the International English Communication Department second year. Let me introduce Karin Ichimura. The title of her presentation is Unsung Hero.
続いてのプレゼンターは国際英語コミュニケーション科2年市村かりんさんです。SDGs ゴール14番海の豊かさを守ろうについて発表します。一言コメントは、一人で挑戦するのはとても不安ですが、しっかり伝えられるように頑張りますとのことです。プレゼンテーションタイトルは Unsung Hero です。それではよろしくお願いいたします。
Hello everyone, I'm Karin. Today, I'd like to tell you about an unsung hero. But first, ask you some questions. What did you do in this summer vacation? Did you go to the sea? Was it beautiful there? We don't have very beautiful beaches in Niigata, right? There is a lot of garbage on the beach. Also, there is a lot of waste from handheld fireworks and barbecues. As you may already know that Japan has started charging for shopping bags since July. Now we have to pay money for shopping bags. I found an interesting fact. In Indonesia, shopping bags have been made from cassava. They decompose within 90 days and become fertilizer. And if it is put in hot water 80 degrees Celsius or higher, it melts. So, these shopping bags is not only safe for animal life, but also for human life. Let me talk about the visible harm in the sea. Now, let's focus on the bottom of the sea. By the way, do you know how much of the coral reefs has died in Japan? 70% of the coral reefs have died over the last 30 years. What has happened to the coral reefs? I'd like to talk about their status. The coral reefs has a higher ability to reduce carbon dioxide than the Amazon forest, and it can defend the beaches from high waves as a natural water break. So, its existence is important for Japan, where tsunamis occur and where many diverse fish live. 30% of all marine creatures living on and around the coral. Any decrease in the coral reefs is a serious problem for marine life and humans. Now, besides microplastics, we have greatly damaged the coral with something else. What do you think it is? It's sunscreen. Did you know that most sunscreens contain ingredients that are harmful to the coral even in trace amounts? Even a single drop can affect the DNA of the coral that live in an area equivalent to about 6 Olympic-sized pools. The ingredient is oxybenzone. And once the coral die, they won't come back to life. Interestingly, in Hawaii, the sale and the circulation of sunscreens that contain the ingredient is prohibited. Also, a law was made to ban its sale. So, what can we do to protect the coral today? I think that the final goal is to make a law to protect the coral, but it's very difficult. So we can try to do small things individually. For example, we can use eco-shopping bags when we go shopping. To prevent global warming, we can use our car as little as possible. I think we can use trains, buses, bicycles, or walk. That's the best way. But I really hope you will use a sunscreen that is coral safe and share this information about the coral. Finally, if you know that the coral is facing difficulty, you can protect the environment and enjoy a beautiful sea. So, to review, the coral helps to make the air clean. The coral helps as a natural water break from tsunami. And the coral helps to give us fresh marine life. So, I have named the coral our unsung hero. Let's help our hero. I want our hero to be happy and safe. Thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you for your amazing presentation.
Our next group will be from the International Airline Department second year. Let me introduce Rena Fujita, Emi Iguchi, Akane Kobayashi, and Angelica Morales. The title of their presentation is The Change Starts Within You.
続いてのプレゼンターは国際エアライン科2年藤田玲奈さん、井口恵美さん、小林茜さん、モラレス・アンジェリカさんです。 SDGs ゴール12番作る責任、使う責任について発表します。一言コメントは、プラスチックごみ削減のため服を再利用して環境問題に貢献するアイデアを考えましたとのことです。プレゼンテーションタイトルは The Change Starts Within You です。それではよろしくお願いいたします。
Hello everyone. I'm Rena.
Amy, Angelica, and Akane. We would like to presentation about SDGs goal number 12, responsible consumption and production.
Do you know how much plastic is used and how improper disposal can affect our environment?
In Japan, approximately 400 kilograms of plastic is consumed annually per person. This is the second largest consumption in the world after the United States. By 2050, the weight of plastic waste will be heavier than the weight of fish swimming in the ocean. Currently, delivery and takeout services are increasing due to COVID-19 pandemic. And as a result, the consumption and disposal of plastic waste, such as containers, is expected to increase more.
Plastic waste affects not only marine life, but also land animals as well. Recently, this past July, there was a tragic report. The news reported about a dead elephant found in Thailand. When they did an autopsy on its stomach, a large amount of plastic shopping bags was found. Plastic waste discarded by humans is consumed and enters the stomach of marine and land species, eventually killing them. Do you know how many plastic shopping bags are consumed in Japan each year? About 30.5 billion plastic shopping bags are consumed in Japan a year. Currently, about 100 billion people are living in Japan, which means that each person uses on average of 300 plastic shopping bags a year. What can we do about this problem?
We would like to introduce our idea to solve this problem. Make eco-friendly bags by using clothes that we no longer use. Currently, eco-friendly bags with various designs and sizes are on sale and are part of the current fashion trend. This trend is expected to accelerate further because of the introduction of a service charge for plastic shopping bags has now been implemented by the government. At Matsumoto Kiyoshi, they make eco-friendly bags from collected plastic bottles. We can make eco-friendly bags by collecting clothes that are no longer worn or are not for sale at second-hand shops. We can also donate surplus clothes to developing countries where there is a need.
The market for eco-friendly bags will expand due to the free charge for plastic shopping bags. There are many things we can do to reduce plastic. Reducing the consumption of plastic will lead to protection of the ocean and land. This is a way we should live in our future lives. Implementing these eco-activities will lead to the creation of eco-jobs. Unemployment people can get working opportunities by the creation of eco-friendly bags and may help reduce poverty in the developing countries.
We can contribute to a sustainable society with a little awareness and action. Let's work together to create a world where all living creatures can live comfortably and happily. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your awesome presentation.
Our next group is from the Japanese Interpreter Department second year. Let me introduce Goma, Rashna, Kiran, Locke, and Yun. The title of their presentation is Nepal's Ethnic Discrimination.
続いてのプレゼンターは日本語通訳科2年タマンゴマさん、カルキラシラさん、タパキランさん、ダオツオンロックさん、トランティユンさんです。 SDGs ゴール10番人や国の不平等をなくそうについて発表します。一言コメントは毎日練習を頑張りました、皆さん応援してくださいとのことです。プレゼンテーションタイトルはネパールの差別です。それではよろしくお願いいたします。
皆さん、ネパールの差別活動制度をご存知ですか？
ネパールには125個の民族があって、このように4つの階級に分かれています。
第1、2、3は民族、第4は職業による差別です。それぞれの中でも差別があります。
第1は昔インドから来た人たちです。バフンが一番偉いです。私はチェトリです。
第2は昔からネパールに住んでいた人たちです。私はマガルです。
私はタマンです。第3はチベットから来た人たちです。日本人と同じアジア民族です。
第4は皆さんがしたくない仕事、掃除などをやっている人たちです。手が汚いから水に触ってはいけない厳しいルールがありました。アンタッチャブルと言われています。
では、差別のことを見ていきましょう。
まずは、税務の階級に禁止されたことは結婚です。同じ民族としか結婚することはできません。
次は第4、アンタッチャブルの人たちは上の階級の家やお寺に入ることができません。また第1、2、3と同じ場所で同じ時水を使うことができません。
では、差別をなくすため、国は何をしたのでしょうか
？2006年に法律が変わってカースト制度はなくなりました。結婚は自由にできるようになりました。
そして国は教育に力を入れるために高校までの学費無料にしました。それによって今まで学校行くことできなかった第4アンタッチャブルの人たちも勉強できるようになりました。
そして仕事も選べるようになり、国は政府の仕事に 33% の人を採用することにしました。
そして差別をなくす。そしてこのように差別を減らそうとしています。
しかし、年上の人の考え方はまだ古いです。
私たち
若い人たちが
変えてい
こうと思います。
Thank you for your wonderful presentation.
ここで15分の休憩に入ります。休憩の間、メイキング動画が流れます。どうぞお楽しみください。
sponsored by the College of Foreign Languages, Tourism and Airline.
ただいまより2020年 SDGs カンファレンスを行います。
I'm Rosary Match from the International English Communication Department.
And I'm Sayuri Okamoto from the International Airline Department. We will be your host today. Usually, we would have a conference featuring the students' efforts in English and Japanese presentation. But this year, due to the current pandemic, we have decided to feature the effort
in this part. It doesn't matter if you are a man or a woman. We wanted to reduce that kind of problem a little bit.
We think it's important to create an environment where everyone can live equally. In order to do that, you have to understand the feeling of the other person.
Here is an example of our exciting tour. First, arrive at Omega Beach, where you can see the beautiful sea. In spring or summer, plan to stay. After setting up your tent, you can enjoy playing on the beach. But in the autumn or winter, you will check into a special民
族があって、このように4つの階級に分かれています。
第1、2、3は民族、第4は職業による差別です。それぞれの中でも差別があります。第1は昔。
皆さん LGBT をご存知ですか？レズビアン、ゲイ、バイセクシュアル、私はトランスジェンダーです。
例えば、私は男ですが、心は女です。
We believe the first step is by promoting #her. Once this presentation is done, we would like you to pick up your phone and post something on SNS with #her.
はい、ではエアライン科2年生のグループの方々に質問をしていきたいと思います。今回の題材は何ですか？
はい、SDGs の目標11の住み続けられるまちづくりをというのを題材にスピーチを考えました。はい、
住み続けられるまちづくりという題材にした理由を教えてください。
はい、今年の7月からマイバッグ、レジ袋が有料化になって日本人の多くがマイバッグを使うようになったので、そのマイバッグを通して私たちの学校と新潟の企業さんと協力することで目標に達成できるのではないかと考えてこの題材を選びました。あ
りがとうございます。では意気込みを、今回のプレゼンテーションの意気込みをお願いいたします。
はい、練習からこの本番まですごくいろいろなことがあって大変なこともたくさんあったんですけど、グループ全員で本番もしっかりと練習通り自分たちの力を出して成功させればいいなと思っております。
はい、ありがとうございます。では最後に白川さんと阿部さんの、スティッチとプーさんのモノマネで締めていただきたいと思います。お願いいたします。
プーさん、本番どうする？蜂蜜食べて頑張ろうかな。ずーっとも頑張ろう。
SDGs のテーマとスピーチの題名を教えてください。
スピーチの題名は、多分なんですけどリサイクリングライスです。わかんない。はい。
なぜそれにしようと思いましたか？
新潟県はお米が有名なので、なんかお米が余ってしまうことが問題になっていて、それについてなんか解決策出したいなと思って、このテーマにしました。
では最後に見てる皆さんに何か一言お願いいたします。
一言
たけしさん、ちょっと待ってください。
お名前お願いします。
ひろきです。あ、間違えた。たけしです。
お願いします。
吉井隼人です。
はい、では題材を聞いていきたいと思います。お願いします。
俺たちは SDGs ナンバー11、住み続けられるまちづくりについてプレゼンします。
その住み続けられる街について、お聞きしたいのですが、それにした理由を教えてください。
はい、俺たちは、去年の夏に、すみません、今年の夏です。もう一回いいですか。俺たちは、この夏にある駅に行きまして、でその駅の現状っていうのをそこで知り、この駅、それからこの周辺の街をもっともっと活性化させていきたい、そういうふうに強く思って今回この題材を選んで、プレゼントしますね。エルも
そうだよ、それしかないでしょ。はい、では最後に見てる方々に一言お願いいたします。
これから俺たちが、プレゼンする、ツアー、このツアーに君たち参加してくれれば一生思い出に残る思い出っていうのを作れるのは間違いないんで、ぜひ参加してほしいですね。ね、坂上先生。
世の中には2種類の人間しかいない。俺か俺以外か。
はい、では IC2 年の、市村かりんさんにインタビューしていきたいと思います。お願いいたします。今回の題材が海の豊かさを守ろうという題材ですが、その中で、見ている方々に一番伝えたいことはありますか？
はい、私が伝えたいことは、海の豊かさを守ろうということです。私の、テーマというかタイトルがアンサングヒーローっていうんですけど、アンサングヒーローって日本語で言うと縁の下の力持ちっていう意味なんですね。その、縁の下の力持ちがどういう意味合いなのかっていうのを、伝えたいと思います。はい、
はい、ありがとうございます。では続いて、今回題材が海ということなんですけど、かりんさんは海は好きですか？
海は好きです。はい。
どんなところが好きですか？
そうですね。夏は暑い時に行くのもいいじゃないですか。
はい。
でも冬の海も私結構好きで、冬ってこうなんか寒いから空がこうなんていうの綺麗、星空が綺麗に見えたりとか、あと波音が落ち着くところがいいです。はい。
ありがとうございます。はい、では続いては、私の先輩である素敵なエアライン科2年生の方々のもとへ行きたいと思います。レッツゴー。こんにちは。こんにちは。今インタビューをしているんですけど、時間よろしいですか？はい、ありがとうございます。今回の、テーマについてのお話を伺いたいんですけど、まず今回のテーマは何ですか？
私たちのテーマは、SDGs の12番の作る責任、使う責任というのを題材にしてエコバッグを作ろうと考えました。
その作る責任、使う責任という題材の中で、一番見てる方々に伝えたい部分などはありますか？
そうですね、プラスチックのゴミがやっぱ増えてるので、それを減らすために私たちがそれにできることを考えて、そうですね、考えたのがエコバッグなので、そこに注目してほしいです。
ありがとうございます。では最後に、エアライン科2年生の皆さんから意気込みを聞いていきたいと思います。
ぜひ皆さんエコバッグを持ち歩きましょう。
では続いて留学生の皆さんに質問をしていきたいと思います。で ではリーダーのゴマさんに聞いていきたいと思います。今回の題材がネパールの不平等についてということですが、その題材を選んだ理由を教えてください。
ネパールではいろいろな不平等があって、それの中で
最後に、見てる方々に一言お願いします。
はい、私たちが毎日学校に来ていっぱい練習してプレゼンテーションが準備しましたので、皆さんがぜひ見てください。
SDGs のテーマと、スピーチの題名を教えてください。
SDGs のテーマは5番のジェンダー平等を実現しようです。私たちのプレゼンテーションのテーマは How to make a better world by using gender neutral language です。
日本語で一言。
幸せになってください。
では IC2 年の、山岸幸太郎さんに話を伺っていきたいと思います。高岸さん。
いや、山岸です。山岸です。
山岸さん、今回のスピーチで、意気込みなどはありますか？
あります。みんなにね、しっかりと私たちのプレゼンが伝わればいいかなと思います。みんな見てね。
ありがとうございます。
やらせた題名は畳オリーブプロジェクト。
SDGs の目標は何になりますかね？
緑の豊かさも守ろうっていう、その14番ぐらいやったか。あとはどうやったかな、とりあえずそこは一番メインですね。緑を守ろうっていうのは。
なぜそのテーマにしようと思いましたか？
なぜまず昨今そのコロナウイルスやなんやらで東京オリンピックが延期になってしまって、それに関しては取り組まなきゃいけないってなったんですけど、それを取り組んでそれを考えているうちに別の問題があるんじゃないかと思って、それがやっぱり環境問題であったわけで、やっぱりそのためには緑を増やさなきゃいけないなってことで、じゃあ個人個人で何ができるのかなって思ったら、それは畳オリーブプロジェクトだったってわけです
ね。では最後に、見てる皆さんに一言お願いします。
はい、今回台本を作りませんでした。全部アドリブでやらせてもらってます。なんでそのスクリプトのというかそのスライドの解体とかすごい大変だったと思うんです。すごいよくやってもらってすごいいい仕上がりになったんじゃないかと思います。改めて見ていただいてありがとうございました。
Welcome to the 2020 SDGs Conference. Now, we would like to continue our program with the next presentation. From the Advanced English Department second year, let me introduce Aoba Ebe. The title of her presentation is Making a Better World by Using Gender-Neutral Language.
大変お待たせいたしました。後半の発表に参ります。後半1組目のプレゼンターは上級英語科2年江部青葉さんです。 SDGs ゴール5番ジェンダー平等を実現しようについて発表します。一言コメントはモンスタードリンクとコーヒーを飲みながら頑張って作りました。より良い社会の作り方を紹介しますとのことです。プレゼンテーションタイトルは Making a Better World by using gender neutral language です。それではよろしくお願いいたします。
Hello everyone, I'm Aoba. Today, I'm going to suggest you to how to make a better world by using gender neutral language. These days, we are often talking about gender. It's the latest topic. Things like LGBTQ+, gender equality, and so on. Also, many are rising protect their own identity to improve this society. So, what can we do to help? Well, as a first step, I'd like to introduce you to using gender-neutral language. Let us look at the little history. The first issue that needs to be shown is our gender-based vocabulary. There are so many in English, but let's consider the commonplace, ladies and gentlemen. This has become a hot topic due to JAL altering their welcoming greeting. But this phrase comes to us from a very gender-specific origin. For instance, a gentleman was a man simply who was rich and didn't work. Every other man would be called by his profession, like a carpenter, smithy, a cobbler, or a banker was the most common. While a woman was called lady, but that meant she was only the wife of a rich man. Women of lower rank were called simply wife. So the phrase ladies and gentlemen really means only the rich man and women. This is gender biased and class biased. In fact, a very sexist and demeaning phrase. This is not a very good way to talk to each other. Every individual needs to be respected equally. A gender-neutral solution is simply say, "Good day, everyone," or "Welcome, everyone." So now, what other words or phrases that we can make gender-neutral or equal for all of us? Here are some examples and suggestions for us to use in order to avoid gender-specific words. For example, for mankind, say humankind. For freshmen, use first-year student, rookie, or newcomer. For chairman, chairperson, or simply the chair. For policeman, use police officer, and for fireman, use firefighter. You can see that these words contain a gender identity, but it's not necessary. It doesn't help explain the position. By the way, when you are referring to the group of people, try using pronouns like they or them. For example, those girls are very happy. Change to they are very happy. And what about those girls to what about them? Finally, gender-neutral language has become more common because of the current period of social renovation. But we, who are non-native English speakers, are prone to making mistakes about this. Even if it's not malicious, Japanese people might be thought of as ignorant, discriminatory, or lacking common sense by using words or phrase expressions that are no longer considered appropriate. When things settle down with our current situation and many foreigners have an opportunity to visit Japan again, we must be a person who are internationally conscious. I'd like to conclude this presentation with the hope of creating a society where no one is left behind and where enjoyable and meaningful international exchanges can take place. A respectful and modern use of the English language is a great place to start. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you for your great presentation.
Our next group will be from the International English Communication Department second year. Let me introduce Koutaro Yamagishi and Ryo Sorimachi. The title of their presentation is The New Way of Education for the Next Generations. 続いてのプレゼンターは国際英語コミュニケーション科2年山岸幸太郎さん、反町亮さんです。SDGs ゴール4番質の高い教育をみんなについて発表します。一言コメントは従来の教育システムを一新すべく新しい教育方法の一つを提案しますとのことです。プレゼンテーションタイトルは The New Way of Education for the Next Generations です。反町さん、発表頑張ってください。それではよろしくお願いいたします。
Is everybody satisfied with your education under the present situation? The world has been exposed to the coronavirus, causing our way of education to change completely. We now have education online, but there are many problems. System or Wi-Fi problems. Students or teachers being late and much more. The class cannot run smoothly. We would like to have an online class application that improves the quality of the current situation for new generations. Today, we, Ryo and Kotaro, would like to share our new application. This app helps to realize SDG goal number 4, which is to improve the quality of education with you.
To begin, we surveyed 200 students and asked if they are satisfied with the education under this coronavirus situation. And for any suggestions, we received opinions, both positive and negative. Student community was not a problem. It was easier to concentrate at home. Other opinions showed it was difficult to concentrate due to the different environment. They weren't able to work hard. The needs of people wanting to receive education on an individual basis has also increased. So with this factor in mind, we proposed an app system we call the key. This system has two advantages. First, what we call the key point. After downloading and registering the app, there is an evaluation survey when a completed profile of the study is created to establish your studying base. There are many functions that will assist you in your education. This is the base for the online class evaluation. A confirmation of attendance is set. Points are given to the persons who have good attendance or achieves an excellent test score as well as class participation.
Rankings according to each person are verified. Those who get high scores can earn points that may be used for the online education services or gifts, much like the e-money system such as PayPay, ID, or LINE Pay. A network with students studying in the same field throughout the country can be created to help connect those with similar scholastic ability, and also to encourage and promote improvement as well as competitiveness.
Our second program called
the Key Class.
This is not offered in the basic school curriculum, but by professors or teachers from various schools that use this application. Why? So that we can learn from viewpoint of teachers from various backgrounds and experiences. Classes are given real time. students take part in discussions and express their views. For the student, enable them to improve their ability on the personal level. These things cannot be taught in regular schools.
In the near future, by integrating a network of smartphones connected with companies with developed applications, we can take the key class wherever and whenever. We want to spread this new technology all over the world by 2030. The key would be adapted as part of school education to help everybody come together and to improve their individual abilities. Through the key network, we can develop education system that brings us closer to the world of the future. Through our system, online classes will become the standard. An education that will continue to evolve with the world. Thank you. Thank you for my great presentation. Our next group will be from the International English Communication Department second year. Let me introduce Nami Miyashita and Atsa Kobayashi. The title of their presentation is The Glass Ceiling.
続いてのプレゼンターは国際英語コミュニケーション科2年宮下奈美さん、小林あずささんです。 SDGs ゴール5番ジェンダー平等を実現しようについて発表します。一言コメントは男性は仕事、女性は家事。皆さんはこの考えに賛成ですかとのことです。プレゼンテーションタイトルは The Glass Ceiling です。それではよろしくお願いいたします。
Hello everyone, we are Nami and Atsa. It's good to see you. Let me ask you something. Have you seen the news? In 2018, some Japanese university had entrance exam that had been found to be sexist. They had selected candidates by their sex, not by their test result. We all have been told, you cannot do this because you're a girl. We all have been told, you cannot do this because you are a girl, or you have to be strong because you're a boy. This prejudice idea had become a habit and creates gender inequality and discrimination. Achieving gender equality is one of the goals that no country have yet solved. How can we achieve this goal by 2030? The organization called WEF annually published the Gender Gap Index. In this index, Japan ranks 121st out of 153 countries, the lowest in the G7 countries.
Iceland, on the other hand, has ranked first in the world for 11 years. Let's take a look at Iceland as a comparison. First, the rate of paternity leave. Japan 6%, Iceland 85%. It's easier to maintain a balance between work and life in Iceland. Second, the rate of female CEOs and active female politicians in government. Japan 15%, Iceland 41%. Iceland sets a law that the ratio of women and men should be equal in both business and politics.
We think there is gender discrimination in Japanese society, such as the lack of employment opportunities and wage inequality. Women get fewer working opportunities than men. In terms of politics, the proportion of women in the Japanese parliament is the lowest in the world. This problem is a result of educational inequality due to the perspective among people that women do not need higher education. Women find it difficult to return to work after maternity leave, and there are still people who think women should only work to raise children. Men should work, women should do housework. Do you agree with this idea?
One Japanese company, Shiseido, holds workshops to educate its male workers how to think outside of the box and recalibrate their mindset toward gender equality. We believe companies should make an environment with female workers where female workers would feel more comfortable returning to work after maternity leave. If we can change people's understanding of gender inequality, we can live in harmony and have prosperity in our lives. We can share these ideas of gender equality on SNS. There is a movement called He for She. It connects people and encourages them to take action to achieve gender equality. Let's raise our voices on SNS where we can share our honest opinions.
We can start from this very moment to use a new hashtag. We created a hashtag that shows your support for the idea of gender equality. It's #her, which stands for Human Equality Revolution. We have to revolutionize the movement of gender equality, and we believe the first step is by promoting #her. Once this presentation is done, we would like you to pick up your phone and post something on SNS with #her. If this goes viral, it may be taken up by influencers and media, so more people will join this movement.
The problem of the individual has become our problem. In order to achieve the goal number 5, gender equality, we need to fully understand those problems and act on our own, so we can break through gender boundaries, the glass ceiling. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for your amazing presentation.
Now, we would like to continue with our next presentation from the Advanced English Department second year. Let me introduce Yuya Yoshida. The title of his presentation is Tatami Alley Project, Get Our Ecosystem Back.
続いてのプレゼンターは上級英語科2年吉田優也さんです。 SDGs ゴール13番気候変動に具体的な対策をと15番陸の豊かさも守ろうについて発表します。一言コメントは台本なしの本番一発勝負です。お楽しみくださいとのことです。プレゼンテーションタイトルは Tatami Alley Project Get Our Ecosystem Back です。それではよろしくお願いいたします。
Hello, everyone. My name is Yuya Yoshida. Before I start my presentation, let me ask you one question. What is the saddest news for you? A death of a rock star or a racial injustice? Personally, death of the Van Halen is my saddest news because he's my rock star and guitar hero. But how about Tokyo Olympics? Yes, this is sad news that Tokyo Olympics has postponed to 2021. This is because of this infected COVID-19 there's no end. So we have to tackle this problem. But what are the problems? It's not one. One of them is, of course, is the coronavirus, but anything else? You know what it is? Yes, global warming. Look at these pictures. Left side seems to be a rugby field, but because of irregular heavy rain, it becomes just a dirt. the right side is it seems a ski field, but this brown side, this is because of the shortage of snow, the dirt has exposed. We have to do something to stop this. But what can we do? I have an idea. It's very simple. Plant an olive tree on the tatami-sized garden. Did you get it? Let me explain. This project is inspired by Japanese tsuboniwa. Do you know tsuboniwa? In some kind of, the traditional Japanese houses has a long corridor, and inside the corridor there's a little space. And Japanese traditionally enjoy this space changed into the garden, such as planting some moss or planting some trees. I think this could be, improved to modernize it. There's a few steps to go. So we will prepare an olive seedling, the soil that is suitable olive, and the fertilizer. And if you prepared, we will prepare a shovel to dig the ground, and water systems to circulate enough water, and some instruction manuals such as how to cut the branch or how to harvest olive seeds. So what are the merits? So here's what comes after. The olive trees can help air circulation, such as consuming the carbon dioxide and change into oxygen. And on the long run, this will decreases climate change. And olive trees also provide a beautiful cityscape. It's not just beautiful green, but also beautiful creatures who comes to eating some olive seeds. Talking about the olive seeds is very famous for use such as be eaten or produce oils. And the more important thing is to improve ecosystems. There was a similar project for getting ibis back to Saddle Islands by, the reforestation of Saddle Islands. Unfortunately, this project has been ended unsuccessfully because of the shortage of budget. You may think this is not related to the Tokyo Olympics, but let you think, the welcoming people to the island that has versatile ecosystems and creatures and plants. They're gonna be fabulous. I think I can make this dream true by doing plant olive tree individually. So what I say is, tatami-sized olive gardens may save our earth. After all, just plant an olive tree. How hard can it be? Let's do it now. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for your awesome presentation.
Our final group will be from the International Airline Department second year. Let me introduce Takumi Honma, Fuka Kojima, Komomo Kojima, Angelica Morales, and Rena Fujita. The title of their presentation is Break the Gender Wall.
次が最終発表グループになります。最後のプレゼンターは国際エアライン科2年、本間匠さん、小島風花さん、小島小桃さん、モラレス・アンジェリカさん、藤田玲奈さんです。SDGs ゴール5番、ジェンダー平等を実現しようについて発表します。一言コメントは、男女差別に対する認識を変えたいと思い、平等実現の取り組みを考えました。若い世代の皆さんに焦点を置いた考え方に注目していただきたいです。とのことです。プレゼンテーションタイトルは Break the Gender Wall です。それではよろしくお願いいたします。
Hello everyone, I'm Komomo,
Fuka,
Rena, Angelica.
We looked at gender equality. There's a lot of bias in this world. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. We want you to reduce that kind of problem a little bit.
We think that it's important to create an environment where everyone can live equally. In order to do that, you have to understand the feeling of the other person. We came up with an idea that would reduce even a little bit.
We thought about renting junior high school and high school uniforms. Uniforms will not be rented individuals, but will be shared by all men and women. Specifically, students go to school in plain clothes and wear items such as clean skirts, dresses, pants, jackets, and vests freely in the classroom, mix and match as they want. The initiative allows to students to live their school lives in their own way.
In fact, one Japanese airline company, Zip Air, is also offering a unique way to rent uniforms to workers in a variety of ways. Instead of lending uniforms to individuals, flight attendants would share it. All flight attendants come to the office in plain clothes, pick up clean and tailor items at the airport office, and wear them for work. Hairstyle and makeup are also free, without thinking about company rules. This initiative values the character of the workers.
In Japan, there are a lot of people who cannot confide trouble towards gender bias. In order to create environment they can live in confidently, we suggest to make a poster highlighting gender bias. Launching a website to look for an idea from public, not only slogans and opinions, but also ideas for illustration. Then we make a poster highlighting your ideas and carry out public relations based on those ideas.
By getting people to think about gender bias and publishing poster on SNS or in the station yard could increase consciousness for improving this issue. Through this activity, people can be made aware of biases that have unconsciously be part of our appearance, housework, or childcare. We believe improving gender bias would help people to be more open-minded. Then we can make Japan a place where anyone can be accepted. So, why don't you join us? Thank you for listening.
Thank you for your attractive presentation. Today, we featured 12 groups from the International English Communication Department, the International Airline Department, the Advanced English Department, and the Japanese Interpreter Department giving presentations in English and Japanese.
以上で国際英語コミュニケーション科、国際エアライン科、上級英語科、日本語通訳科、計12組による発表が終了いたしました。Each group gave a presentation based on our theme, practical ideas and solutions for SDGs. They presented their ideas for realizing the goals of these SDG topics. Now, it is our responsibility to use these ideas or create our own to help the earth and to live together in peace.
それぞれのグループが SDGs に対するアイデアや解決策を考え発表いたしました。これらの問題は私たち全員で取り組んでいかなければならない問題だと今回のプレゼンテーションを通じ改めて実感させられました。I hope all of you have been inspired to be a better person and to help our world become a better place to live.
これから先、子どもたちや地球上の動物が暮らしやすい環境や社会にしていくのが私たち一人一人の責任です。皆さんで一緒により良い未来づくりが実現できるよう頑張りましょう。Thank you for your support.